This was my worst keynote ever. It's also my very first keynote. This was my worst keynote ever because I used white backgrounds. I also didn't crop out like the black in this picture that I didn't need. I made the words move, and I did that to every single one of these pictures in this whole first selection. That's actually pretty bad. This was my first ever spelling keynote. It had VCVWs and VCC difference, VCC doublets. The problem is, I made my words move from to everywhere to everywhere to everywhere. I also spelled some of the words wrong. This was one of my worst keynotes ever because it was my first math unit keynote. It had pictures that were all in different shapes. They were all over the place. All of the pictures were just everywhere. I didn't crop out the white out of the pictures, and that's a big, big problem. This is my second math keynote. This is one of my better ones. As you can see, I actually did words and they weren't all over the place. The pictures weren't all over the place either. Now this part is the part that is a little all over the place. This is something I did wrong. I started nice and neat like this. Then I made a mess. That last slide, I put everything everywhere. Do that is what. This is one of my better keynotes. This keynote is a transition word keynote. It has all different kinds of words, like location words, time word, transition word, compare, and construct. Emphasize is also enough. But the very most important one is summarize. That is one of my good keynotes. The reason why this one is good is because I didn't put any pictures in it, no transitions or anything like that. Here is another one of my good ones. This is a good one because I made a game for it for adjectives. It has the words are not transitions; they are linked to another slide. So at the end, you will see your correct and your wrong slide. On the your wrong side, it will say try again. This is why this one is good. This is my adjective museum. This is one of my best ones yet because this slide right here is linked. All those pictures are linked to pages that tell about what these are. That is why. And those bottom buttons that say back to the lobby are linked too. And note, I didn't use any transitions or any bad pictures. I overlapped them so it looked like old papers. This is one of my poplets. This poplet is good because it has, as I started and finished, it progressed and made it better and better and better. This is one of my face talker apps. It can make people talk from different books, so I can do things like write scripts, so I can, so the teacher knows that I know this book. This is one of my good ones. This is my geometry slide. This slide is I wrote with my friend Ella. This is one of my good ones. We cropped out the outside of the pictures on most of them. We didn't use any transitions. We didn't put them any picture like anywhere randomly, and we did really good on this slide. This is one of my best slides yet. That's because one of my ones that happened almost the middle of the year, though. This is my first ever writing process. I made this in Educreation. It is one of my best things I've made in Educreation, though I could have done better. This is my bath paragraph that I wrote. It is a picture and has a picture. This is my bath paragraph. It is one of my best ones. This is my scientific method keynote. This keynote is a good one. This is a good keynote because I cropped out all of the stuff that needed to be cropped out. I used no transitions, and everything looks nice and neat on my slides. And I also screenshotted pictures from a video. And I listed all of the steps in order. This is one of the things we did in class for a science experiment. First, we made a hypothesis, and this is one of my good ones. Then we made charts, and we followed what the steps were, and we put them together. Then we did the test. Then we tried another test. This is something we learned in class. It's decoding words into different parts. This was one of my favorite things because he would ask us to see if we knew, then we would. This is something we did in math. That is the median number of this thing. This is one of the good pictures that I put into my keynote because it has actually, they're holding numbers, so it looks like they're in a race and we find the median number. This is one of a game. This is one of my good ones because I have made this because I put all of the bobbleheads that I. This is one of my best keynotes ever. This keynote is my science keynote. This is one of my best because this one carries my notes. It asks me questions. Like this question coming up, there's a speech bubble. Then you have to click on the answer. This one is really cool. And you can go to different places to take notes. This is a note stage. This is where you ask you questions. You click on a table. Here is it asking me some questions. And here is somewhere you take notes. This is what it looks like where you take notes. I added pictures in there. And those are pretty much like notes. So those are kind of my notes. And as you see, these are my notes. This is my Bud Not Buddy essay. This is my paragraph that I wrote about myself to Mr. Willie. These are some of my open-endeds that I wrote myself for my stamina packets. These are some of my good writing open-endeds and some of my bad open-endeds. These are some stories I wrote about in class. These are some things that I worked on that were assigned to me. Some of them are things I wrote that also were assigned to me. These are papers that I did, and I typed them and I put pictures into them from books. There are some papers that I also had to do in writing class. This is how to write for like just answer, stay on topic, and these are some good papers that I did, and these are probably some of my best out of almost all of my reading. These are some of my social studies papers. This is my geography papers, and these are my region papers. These are good papers. This is my math one that I did good on, I think.